A-levels are now 4 months away. Your A-levels are not your GCSEs. They are so much more important than that. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can optimize these last 4 months for top success to achieve the best results. I'm going to be building on my own A-star, A achieved A-levels, and also the experiences and the knowledge that I've gained from other people at my university who also got A-stars. If you're new here, my name is Henry Brand and I teach revision advice. So the first thing then I want to talk about is I want to emphasize how A-levels are more important than GCSEs. And this is a different set of exams basically from your GCSEs. It's different skills. So you'd be making a mistake if you kind of assumed that because you did well in your GCSEs, maybe with less revision or slightly more crammed, or you hadn't started this time in year 11, that would be a mistake to project that onto your A-levels. They are harder, quite significantly harder. And many people I know in their A-levels were predicted A-stars, predicted A's, and didn't achieve that in the actual exams. So from my experience, including me in history, A-level actual exams tends to be harder than expected versus GCSEs. So what this means is that you cannot get complacent. You have to guard against complacency in your last 4 months, and you have to be revising now. Okay, so now it really is the time. You should be revising now by now. And there's still hope, there's still positivity, even if you're at, C's or D's now. But my point is, you've got to revise now, and you've also got to guard against complacency. What happened to me in my A-levels was originally I got A-star maths, A-star politics, and as you may know by now, a B in history. Despite being predicted an A-star in history, I revised history pretty similar to the others. But what I failed to do in the last 4 months was spot that I wasn't as good in history as it may have seemed in exams I was getting back in class or anything like that. I wish I could have said to myself, make sure you're checking every single subject. Are you actually where you think you are? And how can you make sure you're covering all bases, guarding against complacency? So the first thing then is you've got to make sure you're revising now. These are different to GCSEs, they're more important than GCSEs, and that should motivate you to try and achieve well in those subjects. Moving on then, the point I want to make is just you've got to do tried and tested methods, okay? So, there's 4 months left. You don't need to panic. You can do what works. And often that is simply go over content, revise content using active recall, which I'm sure you know by now, and practice exams. So you will have your methods from GCSEs. A-level revision I find is a little bit more independent because you know what works for you. Your subjects are more specialized in their own areas. But what I'd recommend is exams, getting the rhythm of exam practice very regularly, probably one paper per subject per week from now until your exams, right? You really want to push for this. And the example I'll illustrate for that is in A-level maths, right? This time in January, I was working at probably about an A or B, most likely a B. The first exam I actually did in the year of my A-levels wasn't in January, I think it was March. And I'm pretty sure I got a C. And what that showed me was I needed to lock in and I needed to just do paper after paper after paper for maths. And I did that and I kept going through it. I was very forensic with my analysis. I kept trying to work out where to improve. And I managed to push myself right up to that A-star in A-level maths. So even if you're currently at, C, B, you cannot give up and you've got to really push for each and every subject. And often that is simply turning up, putting in the effort, do what works for you. And very often you'll find that is exam practice, looking at what you got wrong, and it is just a repeated cycle. So what I'd be doing from now until my exams is just lots of papers. Get used to the timing, get used to those conditions. I have friends who really mess up their timing in the actual A-levels and they really, really regret that. But you've got to be on top of that. You've got to just know that exam experience. With that being said, it's also important to note that it's not always your best time. Like your time isn't always best spent just doing papers. If you're behind on content, it's worth practicing content. If you really think you're at A-star level for the way you write your essays, then again, you might be best off doing loads of essay plans in certain subjects. Make sure you're covering all bases. But in general, make sure you're practicing, make sure you're doing tried and tested methods. It's that consistency, it's that effective revision, active recall that's going to do the most for you in those next 4 months. But on top of that, it's really important to stay fresh, to stay active, and just basically make sure that your head is in the right condition for these exams. They can be stressful. You might be feeling stressed because you might have university offers hinging on what you've got. There's a lot more added stress for A-levels. So it's really important you're just, my kind of mentality for A-levels was I'd rather do little and often more than what I did in GCSEs, which was ridiculously intense. So hopefully you've been revising, fairly consistently, as I've always advised, throughout the 2 years of your A-levels, throughout this year, in your A-levels this academic year. But just make sure that that means that you're cramming less. If you are currently at D's in your subjects, unfortunately, you probably are going to want to revise much harder, but take breaks. I spoke to Tilly Taylor, who got 5 A stars, and what she did every Friday evening basically was just take a rest. She never ever did work Friday after college, after sixth form. So you could do something like that. And I've honestly regret not doing that, because it meant that I couldn't really ever shut off. For me, I enjoyed still going to the gym, that type of thing. But I didn't really advise this much in my GCSE videos and stuff like that. But it's so important you are keeping in the right headspace for these exams. You're mentally preparing, and that's all super, super important. Again, then, my next piece of advice is that you need to cover all content bases. So for history especially, I wish I was more forensic. I needed to know every single tiny detail. That's because you never know what could come up, right? With history especially, and subjects like history, you could get one massive essay on a very, very specific point and specific topic in the specification. And that's exactly what happened to me 2 years in a row when I resat history. Again, it was on a topic I hadn't fully given everything for. So you don't want to leave any regrets out there. Make sure you are very forensic. You can cover every single point in that specification, be organized with it, and cover all of the content, okay? For subjects like, biology, science, it will average out a bit more because loads of different content areas are being tested, but I wouldn't go into the exams having not revised, having not feel confident with pretty much every single topic area that you possibly can. So cover content in the ways that feel most useful to you. And again, I'd recommend just make sure you're very, very organized. Make sure you're planning this. You need to have some sort of system for working this out. If you haven't yet, put it in the comments and I'll do a video on it. I'll help you with it. But I want to respect in this video that during your A-levels, your vision's a bit more focused on you and you've got what works for you. So the final point then is it really is about consistency. I want you guys to have hope. I know at the start it was more of a warning. A-levels are more important, right? They will decide university. They will be much more important than GCSEs on your CV, for example, for the first few years of your career. So it's definitely worth pushing for, but do not give up hope. I was at a B in maths, C in maths at a point in A-level maths, and I knew what worked. I locked in and I just went for it. Okay, I did exam after exam, practice after practice, and it worked and it paid off. For those of you that like hours and like specific times, like I'd recommend for revision, I'd probably recommend 2 to 4 hours of daily revision on top of sixth form / college. If you're doing 4 A-levels, you're going to have to do more. If you're lower than you are now, you're going to have to do more. But 3 is probably a nice, healthy number that I would recommend doing very consistently, pretty much between now and your exams. I'll be giving an update 3 months in, 2 months before, and 1 month before. So make sure subscribed with notifications on for that. Leave any comments for specific A-level subject advice you want to see. But that would mainly be my advice. And you may be thinking, that is so much. There's no way I'm going to do that. But I do want to push you guys. I think it's important that you're revising. And I wish I did more for my A-levels. They just really are important, at least for getting into university, which can change a lot of things. Equally, please don't let it stress you out. If you want help with exam anxiety, anything like that, then let me know. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the advice, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.